everybody, Elisa here. I had a little bit of time this morning, and so I thought I would do another bag of the day back to back with my other one yesterday. Because theoretically, right, that's the whole point, is every day you wear a new Vera. So it's your bag of the day, and I haven't had time to really throw up a lot of videos, so I'm going to get it in while I have a little bit of time. This is another vintage bag that I just have falling in love with and wanted to talk about. I didn't really know anything about this bag style, but I'm in a Facebook group, Vera Bradley Buzz, which I love because I don't have any friends who really are into Vera, so I don't have anybody to talk about Vera with. And so that's a very good outlet for me, and it's a great bunch of mostly ladies, I think, but I think there are some guys in there too. Anyway, it was a fellow member who was raving about the Laura bag, which is what this is. Thank you, Kelly. Or I blame you, Kelly. And I went online and I was looking at it, and I really liked the soft look of it, but I wasn't sure about it because it doesn't have a top zipper closure. This is the front. It has two straps, front with a zip pocket and a slip pocket. But it has a magnetic yeah, it's crammed with something I'll pull out in a little bit, but it has a magnetic closure. And that always makes me a little hesitant because it doesn't seem very secure. I don't live in an area that's that populated right now, but I am from Manhattan, from New York City, so you're sort of trained from a very early age to protect your items when you're out and about, in the bus, in the subway. So that made me hesitate, but then I did read that there was a zipper pocket inside, so that made me say, okay, I'll consider it. So I went online and I found this used one, and it was not very expensive. So I was, aware that it probably was going to be fairly worn, and it is. It's pretty soft. There's a very soft hand to the fabric now, and the handles are very soft. In my video for the Stephanie bag, I did talk a little bit about how that can creep me out when the handles feel too worn. And when I've washed this bag a number of times now, and I finally got the straps to feel better, to not feel anymore like they have someone else's skin oils on them. So anyway, I took a chance getting an inexpensive one that I saw online with the idea that this will be a test so I can figure out if I really like this bag or not. And it came and it was smelly. It smelled like camphor or something. It was a little misrepresented. I mean, the seller was saying it had only been used like 2 or 3 times. I mean, it obviously had been used a lot of times. But because it was so inexpensive, I was taking all that with a grain of salt, and so I didn't raise a big concern with the seller. I also wanted something in this pattern, Floral Nightingale, because I just love the birds. I used to have birds, and Peaches, stop it! Peaches, sorry. It's like a zoo here. Anyway, the bag, I was having some trouble actually finding, there wasn't a lot of variety in what's available with Floral Nightingale right now. I don't know if it's a rarer print, but it's hard to find any kind of interesting items in it. There were a lot of hipsters, and I'm not a hipster person, not a lot, but 1 or 2. Some e-reader sleeves and little cosmetic kind of pouches or ID cases or wallets, which, your odds of getting a bird on there are very slim. Anyway, so I saw this and it just had such good, I don't know if you can see the birds, but of course it has the contrasting band of fabric on the bottom. It goes all the way around. I mean, it's 2 pieces, but it goes all the way around. But there are side seams, but this one matches up kind of nice. It's not as nice on this side, but so you get the birds in that. But you know, I've got this bird front and center, which is great, and another bird up there, along with the others in the ribbon, and then on the back, got 3 birds. Plus, what's kind of sweet about this pattern is all the little, they're like little dragonfly-looking flies. There's another very pretty one, and there is a lot of variety in these little flying insects. So that appealed to me. There we go. That appealed to me, and I think that the fabric complements the bag style. You know, the bag is sort of soft, and the fabric, the pattern, has a very soft hand-drawn, hand-rendered kind of look to it. So I thought it was a good combo. Anyway, when I got it, it was all kind of flattened, you know, as they always come. And like I said, it just stinky. So I washed it. First I washed it in Tide with Tide Pods. I was talking in my Stephanie video about how I found all pods, and I'm preferring those. And so I rewashed it. It just didn't seem to get clean enough with the Tide Pods, and the strap still felt oily almost in a way. So when I washed it again with the all, and it's just such an improvement. I mean, the colors got brighter, the whites got brighter, just the print got brighter, the colors got brighter. The straps don't feel grimy anymore. That was a big deal. And so then I wanted to reshape it, and so I put some towels and a sweatshirt I think is in here, and I wrapped them in plastic. It was still wet. The bag was still wet. So I wrapped the stuffing in plastic, put it in here, and let it dry. And now I'm just taking it out. This is the first time I'm taking it out, because I do want to use the bag today. That's a towel, and that's my sweatshirt. And it is. It's finally dry. Something else that I don't know if the seller just wasn't that familiar with Vera bags or what, but the bag does have is supposed to have a removable base. And it did not have a removable base. And when I first took it out of the shipping package and I saw that, I was so annoyed and just disappointed, and I almost didn't want to keep the bag. And it was very inexpensive, so it wouldn't have been a huge deal. But still, you don't want to be wasteful. I guess I could have thought about donating it. But the birds kept me, sort of. I said, well, let me just wash it again. So I really do. If people are buying vintage and you first get an item and you're sort of taken aback by the condition, I really recommend just forcing yourself to wash the bag, because I'm learning it's making a huge difference. Oh, hello. So anyway, I didn't know what to do. I thought maybe I'll go to Joann's and I'll get some kind of cardboard or something I can stick in there. And then I went to visit my dad, and he's a retired artist, so he's got a lot of supplies and stuff, and he had styrofoam board. So I cut a piece of styrofoam board, which is, you can see, it's sort of thick. It's a little bit thicker than the cardboard. Maybe that would come with it. And that just worked fine. I mean, I slipped it in there. I'm going to put it back in now. Look at this pretty fabric on the inside. Even this, the white of these little flowers was not as white. And there was stuff in the pockets, like a paper clip and a twist tie. It just grosses you out. Like people's junk. And people who are selling the stuff, it's like, can you just cast an eye over it? Just look at it. Just run your hands in the pockets and pull stuff out. Anyway, so you can see that this slipped in real nice. I was so pleased with that. And the inside is nice too. Slip pocket on top of the inner zip pocket. It's a small pocket, actually, now that I realize it. I'd forgotten about that. So I'm going to have to change up my wallet, because that's not going to fit. But that's fine. It's not like I don't have another wallet. Okay, so, oh, and here, 3 slip pockets. So, and the condition is really good inside. I mean, there's piping, there's no fraying. No, so there's no fraying here on the piping around the edge of the slip pockets. So it really, perked up, and I was able to calm down once I got rid of some of the grime. So I can get my own grime on it, right? You don't mind your own grime. It's just other people's grime. What is that George Carlin routine? Ooh, just crack the face a little bit. This other people's stuff is shit, and your shit is stuff. I still love that routine, George Carlin routine. Okay, so even along the top edge, it's not bad. It really is just a little right there, a little wear, but all the other edges look good. And the handle edges look pretty good. There might be a little wear in one spot. I'm not sure. I thought I saw some, but anyway. So you see, it's just a magnetic closure, and then a strong magnet. Anyway, so I love it. I like it so much. It's so comfortable. I mean, it's a nice. I don't know if you can see there. Sort of a nice size. Not too big, not too small. It's just right. But I just liked it so much that I then went online and got another one, which I'm waiting for. So, like I said, thanks, Kelly. I need more bags. And it just, that's my GPS pouch. I'm trying to get used to carrying that because, you never know when you're going to run into a detour. Manhattan, you don't have to worry about stuff like that. But here, I don't really know the roads. I've been here for 5-6 years now. I still don't really know the roads on my phone. So, and I tried it without the base because I don't mind a slouchy bag. When I first got it and I was so upset that it didn't have a base, I thought, well, I don't need a base, right? Well, I put stuff in there and it didn't look good. Some bags can get away with no base and other bags can't. And this one couldn't. The bottom really sagged and it didn't look good, especially with this border here, because this is a nice clean edge in the bag and you don't want, even though the bottom is pretty. Look at this bird. I didn't realize that. You don't want to look at the bag and see this, bottom sort of pooching out. Didn't look good. So I'm very glad I put the base in there. And of course, I came home with a supply of the styrofoam board from my dad. Take it all. Anyway, so that's my bag of the day, and I think that's everything in there. Yeah, and I really would recommend this bag if you like a slouchier bag and you're not too worried about the lack of a top zipper. Anyway, that's my bag of the day.